Yay! You finally bought your first home here in Connecticut. But wait, I have to do what? Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Stacy Olson with Lamacchia Realty, and on my channel, I talk about living on the Connecticut coast. Buying your first home is full of ups and downs. You think once you've found your perfect home and closed on the deal, then you just live happily ever after. But wait. There may be some unexpected adjustments you need to make to your life to survive as a new homeowner. Owning a home is a dream for many, but it's important to be prepared for the realities of home ownership. Just like the Wizard of Oz, you never know what's lurking behind the emerald curtain when it comes to your new home. Here's a breakdown of what you can expect your first year. First, there are many financial considerations once you purchase your home. The biggest financial burden is usually your property taxes here in Connecticut. Unfortunately, here in Connecticut, we have some of the highest property taxes in the country. Taxes are definitely in the thousands per year, and many properties exceed $10,000 per year. And as you know, it can fluctuate year by year. Each year, your town will set a mill rate, which is really the tax rate for the town. The mill rate will then be applied to your assessed value of your home to determine your annual property tax. Now, assessed value isn't the same as market value. Assessed value is usually about 70% of what the market value is. And most people pay property taxes as a part of their monthly mortgage payment. Unless you're one of the lucky ones who actually doesn't have a mortgage, then you typically pay it twice a year in January or July or whatever your municipality has set as tax-paying periods. So just be wary, depending on where you live and your mill rate and your assessed value of your home, your taxes can be either higher or lower than your surrounding neighboring towns. Another fun expense is homeowners insurance. Unfortunately, it's a necessary evil and is crucial for protecting your new home as an investment. Homeowners insurance has been steadily rising here in Connecticut over the last few years. But I think it's just everywhere in the country that this is happening. I think it's mostly due to all the crazy weather we've been having, hurricanes and tornadoes and floods and fires. It just makes all the homeowners insurance skyrocket. So just be prepared for monthly or annual premiums to rise year over year. Another thing to be ready for is an increase in your utility costs. Some renters were fortunate enough to actually have utilities rolled into their rent, but once you buy your home, you are on the hook for all of those. And again, lucky for us here in Connecticut, all of the electric rates have been steadily rising. I know right now there's a battle going on for United Illuminating, which does most of central Connecticut shoreline's electric. They're proposing yet another rate increase. It hasn't gone through yet, but I'm sure somehow they'll weasel their way in and increase those rates. So electric isn't your only utility. Depending on what kind of home you purchase, it could be oil heat or natural gas heat. You also might have a water bill or a sewer bill, depending on the town you're living in. So just remember to kind of estimate the expenses for all of these items when you're buying your new home. Another thing that could be there is the HOA or Homeowners Association fee. If you live in an HOA community, be ready for monthly or quarterly fees to cover common area maintenance and amenities. In Connecticut, I would say HOAs are more associated with living in a condominium, but there are some smaller, like private roads that have them, or lake communities, and they do exist here in Connecticut, but they're not as frequently seen as you might see in other parts of the country. I apologize for my visitor. Another thing to think about is maintenance costs. This is really something you should put aside as a fund, right? This is for routine maintenance, things you can predict and know that you'll need to do year over year. Here in Connecticut, that's things like lawn care, gutter cleaning, furnace or boiler maintenance, air conditioning maintenance, any type of landscaping you might want to have done. These items you know you need every year, and you should have some money put aside to take care of it. Then there's the emergency fund that you really should have. This is a fun one. This is for unexpected repairs, like a leaky roof, water in the basement, or a broken appliance. So truth be told, emergency funds are really essential because you don't want to be in a situation where you have something really bad that needs to be taken care of immediately and you don't have the funds to cover it. So one thing I remember is about, 7 or 8 years ago, we had a terrible winter here and it was so snowy and icy. And there was these things called ice dams that were forming on the roofs of homes. So basically it's like when the snow would melt and then it would create an ice barrier on top of your roof. But then it would just build up and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as the ice started to thaw, the water was actually getting pushed down through your roof, down inside of your home, down your walls. This caused tremendous damage to homes. It's basically like water seeping down through your roof into your second level, or if you're on a ranch, into your main living level. Nobody could have expected this, right? So people were paying for companies to come out and rake their roofs to push the snow and ice off the top to avoid all this costly water damage that could possibly happen. I know we had it done in our former home. So aside from financial commitments, there's also a new time commitment that you have to put aside for your home. Time commitment can be for numerous things, but one thing is maintenance. Many people choose to do a lot of the maintenance tasks around their homes themselves to save money. Things like mowing the lawn and weeding, painting, patio furniture coming in and out of the house, power washing your house. And all of these things take up significant time. So you should be aware when you buy a new home, you're not going to have as much free time as you had in the past. And if you're a DIYer, home improvement projects can also be a huge time suck. If you plan on renovating or upgrading your home on your own, be prepared for a time-consuming process and triple the amount of time you think you're going to spend on it. And honestly, no matter what time you budget to get this project done, it always goes longer. Because you always do something like you bought the wrong part, or you just underestimated how long the process itself would take because manual labor is very slow when you're doing it alone. Another thing that takes time and you don't really think about it is having maintenance done at your home. So let's say you need a plumber to come, or you need to have your furnace looked at. You need to set time aside to do that. So that means you either take off time from work or scheduling it during the weekend or some other time you would normally have free time. But again, it's something you need to commit time to. Another thing that you're going to have to anticipate is just lifestyle adjustments when you move in. There's many things you might not have realized when you found your home. Typically you go in for maybe 1 or 2 inspections depending on what's being done. So you don't always get the full picture of what it's like to live there. Noise levels can be an issue. If you're moving from an apartment to a house, let's say, you might notice increased noise levels from neighbors or traffic or just regular household activities. Or perhaps even the other side of the coin, lack of noise can be an issue. I remember at our last home, we definitely were in a small town and in the woods, and it could get ultra quiet there. And sometimes it was a little too quiet. It could be a little eerie. Another thing you need to think about is security concerns. Maybe you lived in an apartment and you had to have a code or some type of access to get into the building, but now you own your own home and really you're responsible for the security of your family and your home. And really today it's so much easier to get a security system than it was years ago. There's Ring devices and Nest devices. There's so many options. Even the older ones like ADT are still around. It's really your decision if you want to invest in a security system, but if it's peace of mind and it makes you feel better and more secure, then go for it. Another fun one is pest control. You have to be prepared for critters and pests that might infiltrate your home. This can be anything from mice, insects and termites, squirrels, raccoons, snakes, you name it, they'll find a way in. I prefer to use humane approaches when removing any home invaders, but preventative measures are the best way to deal. So you can call someone and they can do this for you. They can check your home to see if there's any way that these things can get in and out. So then you don't have to deal with it at all. I remember we had a bat in our house once and it had come down through the chimney into the basement and it swooped in front of me when I went downstairs, and it freaked me out. It scared me to death. Thankfully, we were able to find a bat removal company, and they came out pretty quickly, and then it was gone within the day. So as a new homeowner, by anticipating these time sucks and money pits of home ownership, you can better prepare yourself for the challenges and the rewards of owning a home. So remember, while home ownership comes with responsibilities, the good definitely outweighs the bad. So not only do you have the satisfaction of building equity, but you're also creating a space that is truly your own. If you like this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you're thinking about moving to the Connecticut coast, please check out my video. It's all about Milford and why it's a great place to live. And until next time, have a good day.